Hey guys! So I'm back with another recap, and this one is of course for Faking It, and I know you guys are probably dying to watch this week's episode because us Faking It fans keep it real and we love this show and we cannot wait to watch it. And yeah, before I start going off on a different tangent, let me just go ahead. I got my celly phone with notes, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Alright, so this week's episode was called You Can't Handle the Truth or Dare, and that's pretty much because we see the girls playing Truth or Dare in a lot of ways, and more ways than one in this episode. So the episode starts off and we're still having that like awkwardness between Liam and Karma, and Karma is like trying to hand Liam some shirt or something that she brought. I don't even remember when she had the shirt, but she's bringing the shirt to him or whatever, and she sees that he has like this sculpture or whatever, and this sculpture is like basically a heart, a stone heart at that, and it's got like nails in it. So we can pretty much see, well, I mean, we could pretty much take a guess at what that means. A stone heart with nails in it is never a good sign. So Karma pretty much sees that and she gets freaked out, and she pretty much leaves Liam. And then we see Amy talking to Shane, and basically they're still talking about the whole Karma and Amy thing. Shane's basically like, well, Karma tells Shane that, no, Amy. Alright, so then we fast forward to Amy and Shane, and Amy and Shane are pretty much talking, and Amy's like, hey, you know, Karma and I are having a girls' night, you know, this weekend. We're just going to hang out and chill. And Shane's like, are you sure you're ready for that? You know, because isn't things like still awkward between you guys? And Amy's just like convinced herself. She's like, no, everything's cool, you know, nothing weird is going on between me and Karma. You know, we're all good. Everything's normal. So then Liam pops up, and of course things get really weird, and Liam's like, hey, what were you guys talking about? And he's like, you know, Shane's like, you know, it's just gay stuff, you know, no big deal, whatever. So then, after that whole fiasco goes down, we see, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes. We see, Amy talking to Shane about Karma, blah. Oh yeah, so we fast forward and Amy is at her house and Karma's there, and they're talking about, you know, what they're going to do for the girls' weekend. So they're like, yeah, we're going to eat snickerdoodles and we're going to eat a lot of them, and then we're going to complain about how much we ate and how fat we feel, which is something that us girls do, for those of you who don't really know. I don't know about y'all, but I do that with my friends. Like, you eat like 2 cupcakes and you're like, oh my god, I can't believe I ate that many, even though you like secretly enjoyed them, but it's like you don't know why you ate them anyway. So yeah, they're you know, like planning out their schedule, and then they're like, we're gonna watch Twilight and do like a commentary, like basically turn down the volume and just like throw in your own 2 cents for the show, which I thought was kind of funny. You know, I've never actually done that before, but you know, it kind of sounded like it was fun. So basically they're pretty much acting like, you know, nothing's wrong or whatever, and then like Karma takes off her shirt and, you know, she's just in her bra, and Amy's just looking like, you know, at her, and it's weird, you know, like things are just weird between them. They don't have the same dynamic, you know, the way that they did before she found out, you know, that Amy had feelings for her. So that whole fiasco went down, and then Liam, he's outside, he's got a flat tire, and he meets this new character. Let me look and see what his name was. Dang it, I didn't write it down. Well, he meets this new character or whatever, and he's real cool, and they like hit it off, and he's like, hey, you know, do you want to go to this dive bar, or do you want to hang out? No, what happened? Yeah, so he meets the new guy, and he's basically, you know, they hit it off. He fixes his flat tire and everything. And then I guess they had so much fun that they decided that they were going to go to a dive bar later on that evening, which is kind of, you know, stepping on Shane's toes, because Shane and Liam had plans to go to see some frozen karaoke thing, you know, Frozen sing-off type of thing, and he's got like a costume and everything, he's ready to go. So you know, Shin was kind of a little pissed off about that, but he goes in the house, he changed clothes, and they go over to the dive bar. And of course, Shane isn't having fun. He's not really, you know, mixing in with the scene, you know, mixing in with the crowd or whatever. But Liam is having fun with his new friend. So basically, they get into like a brawl fight, courtesy of Shane, and what happened after that? Yeah, they get into a bar fight, and then they end up leaving because you know, obviously they were in a fight, and they're in the car, and Shane and Liam are just kind of like fighting or whatever, and he's like, is this really about the brawl fight, or is this about something else? And then Liam's like, it's about the fact that, you know, you didn't bother to tell me that Amy was gay, you know, you and I are supposed to be closer, but you went ahead and you kept her, you know, her secret. So Shane's like, yeah, whatever, and he goes in the house. So Shane's in the house, then he calls his boyfriend, and he's basically like trying to tell him, you know, how he feels about the situation or whatever. And his boyfriend was like, you need to just calm down and, you know, blah, 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 blah. I don't even remember what he said, but it was something along those lines. And then Shane was like, man, I'm over this, whatever. So I don't know if they broke up, because he pretty much said, I'm done. So I don't know if that meant that he was like done in the relationship, or if he was done with the conversation. But I guess we will see in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, so that's pretty much what happened with their whole little storyline. So let's get back to Karma and Amy. So after things get weird, you know, with Amy and Karma, since Karma took off her shirt and Amy's like sitting there and she's like feeling, you know, all weirded out, she runs into Lauren, who's in the bathroom, and she invites her to hang out with the two of them later on the night. So fast forward to later on that night, it's Karma and Amy and Lauren, her stepsister, and things are really, 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 really weird. And they're even weirder with Lauren being there. The girls are basically talking about how they're fat and everything, and of course Lauren doesn't want to participate, because basically Lauren, she had like half a snickerdoodle, and then she's like, oh, I'm going to work it off the next day, you know, one of those little skinny chicks. You know, we won't even get into that. But she's like, I'm gonna work it off tomorrow, so I don't need to complain. So you know, they kind of segregated her a little bit because of that, and then they go ahead and they turn on Twilight, and they're doing their little commentary, and Lauren's like, are you gonna turn up the volume? Like, I want to hear the characters speak. And they're like, no, then we can't, you know, do our commentary. So they get into this whole fight, because instigated by Lauren, about how, you know, Jacob being in love with Edward. We all know the triangle if we watch Twilight. And, you know, the triangle, of course, is a reflection of Liam and Amy and Karma. So they get into a fight about that, and things continue to get weird. Then there was a little incident where the girls were like both putting their, Karma and Amy were putting their hands in a popcorn bowl, and their hands like touch, and they just like, you know, Karma kind of freaked out after that. So things are really weird with them. Like, they don't have the same type of friendship dynamic as they once did, because, you know, Amy has feelings for Karma, so it's gonna be weird. So Lauren goes ahead and she invites her two other friends, which we really haven't seen much, you know, period. But she invites them over, and things get even weirder. And the girls decide to play Truth or Dare, which of course makes things even weirder. So during the Truth or Dare segment, Karma was dared to kiss Amy, and they go in for the kiss, but it's just so weird. Karma's like, no, give me dare. No, she said, give me truth, give me truth. So they give her truth, and the truth was like, how was sex with Liam? And she's like, oh, it was okay, it was okay. And then Lauren looks at Karma, and she's like, Karma, how was it for you? Or I think one of the friends asked that. And they were like, well, you should know, because you guys had a threesome. And she's like, we never actually really did that. So yeah, so that whole thing happened. And then what else happened with that whole little Truth or Dare segment? Basically it was just going back and forth between Lauren and the girls. Like, Lauren was teasing Karma and Amy about being a lesbian, and Amy having feelings for Karma and that whole thing. And then they were just kind of hinting at the fact that Lauren is a, what do they call it? They called it something, it's something with an I, but I keep on forgetting that term that they use. But you know, a hermaphrodite. I'm just going to say that because I don't remember. Interset or something. No, that doesn't sound right. So yeah, things just continue to get messy with that. And then after that whole little segment, you know, Amy kind of storms off because Lauren said something and Amy was just so frustrated that she left. And of course, Karma followed her and they finally had a heart-to-heart, and they basically came to the conclusion that, you know, since Amy does have feelings for Karma, that they have to have boundaries. And, you know, that's not something that they had in the relationship before. So she's like, no back massages, but, you know, you could sleep in the bed, you know, little things like that. So basically they're working on boundaries with each other now, and hopefully they can just get their friendship back to the way that it once was. Because to be honest, you know, I don't think that I thought that maybe Karma did have feelings for Amy, but, you know, if she did, she would have obviously, you know, went with it by now. But, you know, she doesn't have feelings for Amy like that. So, yeah. What else happened? Oh yeah, so they had their little heart-to-heart or whatever. So then the next morning, Lauren like has a heart-to-heart with Amy, and she's like basically confessing that she saw her box the morning after, and you know, she knows that she slept with Liam, and she's like, you know, I'm not gonna, you know, say anything to Amy to Carmen, because number one, it would just destroy her, and number two, you know, we're sisters. We have to have, you know, we can have our secrets, basically. You know, we're sisters now. So, you know, they're kind of turning their relationship around, and they're getting a little bit closer. We're definitely seeing that this season. And she also confessed to her little friends, whatever, that she, you know, has both parts or whatever, and she takes the estrogen to have the girly parts. So that was pretty much the episode. Things that I thought. This was an okay episode. Obviously, it wasn't as good as it was last week because, you know, that was the season premiere. But this was a pretty decent episode. I think that as the season goes on, I think that Amy's probably going to find some new chick, you know, to follow up under. I think there might be some instances where she has more confusion with like a dude. And I definitely think that she is going to, at some point, you know, Karma's gonna find out that she slept with Liam. And we kind of saw the season previews with that last week. So that's definitely gonna happen. Karma is definitely gonna find out that Amy slept with Liam. Like, it's a no-brainer. So yeah, that's definitely something that's gonna happen. Yeah, so, you know, it was a good episode. I think it's gonna, you know, continue to evolve. This show is definitely one of my favorite new shows to watch. Like, that is for sure. Like, every week I'm like, faking it, holla. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's recap. Be sure to subscribe for more. Let me know what you thought about this week's episode, and I will talk to you guys in the next one.